I do like those unique videos like you're describing, it takes way more time.
Yeah, and it's maybe not something to be like, and I get it because I know you got a lot going on, but it's one of those things where, and because see now that it's in your head, you as you're doing these other videos you're talking about, and you're going through your data to see what you are and aren't going to use, you might see things that you could be like, yo, I'm gonna drop this shit in this folder because that's something that I could use provided I have time to do something of that nature. And then whenever that time comes, you already kind of got a folder with a bunch of shit that you just kind of seen throughout, flipping through your gigabytes of fucking video footage.
Yeah.
It's just one of those like playful, I'm just gonna fuck off and do this little. It's just one of those things. And when it popped in my head, it made me laugh, and I was just kind of like, I gotta tell him, bro. Like, I gotta tell him. Even if it's not on that level, but it sparked something else off. It might spark a different level of idea for whatever, an upcoming or a later previewed video of some sort.
Exactly. I feel you, dude.
Yeah, bro. Like I said, it's just whatever it takes.
Oh boy, you seen some of my content right now.
Yeah, last time you showed me a couple like shows, and you were talking about it. You were talking about it more. Even with your idea and the things that solo creators have been able to do so far, do for Fortnite and shit like that, I think exactly what you're saying. You get the basis, and the people that follow you, they're gonna follow you and they're gonna stick to you. And as long as you put out something that you're actually able to improve upon, and people love the content, that's all it really takes. You know what I'm saying? It's just like investments. That's all it takes for this one dude to be like, yo, this is what it is. Next thing you know, you have fan support coming in to help progress the project. You know what I'm saying? And as long as you put out something that makes you happy, it's not about what the fuck everybody else thinks. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and like I said, as long as it's something that can be improved upon, clearly it may take a little bit more money. You might find a homeboy that you guys are like-minded that can actually help and progressing the project further.
Talk about what I'm doing.
Right.
I conducted a poll on my channel in order to let you know which build to make. The choices were between Predator's Mark 4.0, an impossible system corruption build, and this build right here, the Bighorn with a forgotten talent. Not gonna lie, I wanted to make that Pred Mark, and I still will, but according to the poll, the system corruption build won. That's up now if you want to go check it out. But regarding this one, there are only a few builds out here utilizing the Bighorn. Well, that's for a couple of reasons. Many people hate the recoil while firing when zoomed in. Also the small magazine while not zoomed in. It's pretty bad looking at it from those two perspectives. So let me help you out and let's fix these issues the weapon has. I already made a Bighorn build earlier in the year called lethality. And with that, I swear the Bighorn never felt better. So I wanted to expound on that build by creating one similar, adding on to it this forgotten talent. You don't want to miss this, because the way I set it up made the build even better. And honestly, I didn't think that was possible. So check it, we're here. And out the gate, let me start out by telling you what the talent is. It's the named Fenris chess piece called Ferocious Calm. Comment below if you ever used this after it was changed, or some believe nerfed to the ground. Let's go down memory lane a bit and revisit when the Division 2 first came out. Check out this footage. It's when the talent Berserk was in its prime, subsequently starting the Berserk clutch meta from the very beginning. Now this combination was so devastating that the entire talent was removed from the game, and clutch was changed so much that it's rarely used, if at all really. But what remained was the named talent called Ferocious Calm. It used to be the most sought after named chess piece because it's where you got perfect Berserk. Now the talent is as follows. After staying in cover for 8 seconds, increases you and your allies' weapon and skill damage by 12%. As long as you stay in cover or in a cover to cover movement, this buff stays up. Now let me say what the specialization I'm using is real quick. It's demolitionist, not sharpshooter. There's many reasons for that. Sharpshooter only helps your weapon handling and gives you a little more headshot damage. And I'm not saying that weapon handling isn't important. You can literally have it to where your Bighorn doesn't even move while zoomed in, as you can see here from lethality version 1. I'm just saying that weapon handling is not the main focus in this build. You want more damage, and for that, you're gonna need to handle a little bit of recoil. It's still manageable because you have the 3-piece striker weapon handling bonus. And plus, some people don't even like recoil. It can actually cause you to miss shots because you're expecting the weapon to jump. It helps sometimes to get into a rhythm while in the zone. That being said, the reason I'm using demolitionist is for the 5% damage to targets out of cover it grants your allies. So you can just add on top of that 12% another 5, and it'll be more because that 5% is amplified. You see, this build offers massive team support while you're still able to maintain that lethal nature. Remember, all this build needs for damage is one attribute, which is headshot damage. The weapon damage alongside it is why this is so strong. This build rewards you for being in cover the majority of the time. That's why for my knee pads, of course, I have the 𝐒𝐸𝐴𝐺 𝐥𝐴𝐳. And here's another aspect of the demolition aspect that helps. You cannot be staggered while wearing these knee pads. So brace for impact helps by granting immunity from the first explosion you're hit by. There's a 1-minute cooldown, so it goes hand in hand. Because while in cover, of course, you know that with 𝐒𝐸𝐴𝐺, you can accumulate up to 30% amplified damage for just sitting in cover. This also goes well with Ferocious Calm. Because while in cover or performing a cover to cover, you're maintaining Overwatch's damage while retaining 𝐒𝐸𝐴𝐺's damage. With the knee pads, moving does not remove the damage, it just puts it on hold while moving temporarily until you stop moving. Now on my gear, there's one final damage talent, and I think this may be in the forgotten talents category as well. It's called Composure. This increases your damage by 15% just for being in cover. Once again, a talent that rewards you for doing nothing but being composed. That's why I enjoy this build so much. So many talents in this game are situational. Here I have one of the only builds where all of the damage is static, meaning no matter what, as long as you stay in cover, damage increases exponentially for you and your team. I didn't talk about the weapons yet, so let me tell you what I'm using. You know I got the Bighorn, and what you do with this weapon grants damage on top of all of what you got on the build. The headshots you deal increase the damage the more you land them. And if you stop landing shots, the buff will gradually go away. The secondary weapon I'm using is my apartment, perfectly measured. A DZ exclusive SMG that I got from the vendors recently. Before, I used the invisible hand, but now I decided to go with this. I love how Striker gives this thing an insanely fast fire rate. This increases your DPS a lot, and that's what I recommend. Whenever you got a 3-piece Striker, use fast rate of fire weapons. For the skills, you can use whatever you like. DPS builds have a limited variety when it comes to them, especially when you're playing a sniper archetype. The second skill I use is Scanner Pulse. It's especially great for this build since it's team support. After playing this build, I've come to the conclusion that it's best for team support. You're just giving free damage to your squad while sitting back and picking enemies off. If you're more into in-your-face damage dealer, I suggest using another build. Anyway, I don't have much more to say about this, but before you go, could you help me reach my 30K subscriber goal? I'm so close, and once I get there, I'll be uploading a 30K special. Something I've been working on for a long time, and I cannot wait to show you all. That's it for me, fam. I'll catch you in the next one. Be right out.